today's Battlefleet Gothic battle report, I brought along 750 points of chaos, which is consisting of an escort squadron of 3 times Idolator class raiders. Then there's 1 Carnage class cruiser, and then there's 2 Devastation class cruisers. Since, according to the rules, the Chaos Lord that is going to lead the fleet needs to be placed upon the most expensive ship in the fleet, and I have 2 ships that are exactly the same cost. I'm going to put him on the front Devastation cruiser. There's a difference between the front one and the back one because these 2 cruisers have a black tip, while this one is a complete red in color ship. So this is where the Chaos Lord is placed on board. And after the last game, we agreed that since the Chaos Lord was surviving by a miracle, he probably is blessed by the goddess of Tzeentch, and therefore Marcus allowed me to give him the Mark of Tzeentch, even though that brings me a little bit over the 750 points. So with the Mark of Tzeentch, it's actually 770 points. And yeah, this is today's fleet for the engagement.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Thanks, forgot to mention them last time, thanks to Battlefleet Turbidius and Battlefleet Gothic. I enjoy your videos very much, and to be honest, about 1 hour ago I saw a Eldar Corsair tutorial by Battleship Turbidius in order to use my force more properly today. Okay, if you take a closer look, you will notice that this is my 490 point fleet from last time. We've got an Aurora light cruiser, we've got 2 Aconites, we've got 3 Hemlocks and 3 Nightshades. To upgrade them to 745 points, I had to add a Pirate Prince, which is 100 points. I added the most dangerous kind of escorts. I added 2 Hellbore class frigates for another 130 points. And then I spent the last 25 points on a reroll. And now I've got 745, and I'm looking forward to harm the chaos ships a little. So we are back and have deployed. The sun is in Chris deployment zone, so this is the sun edge, the sunny edge, yeah. And I'll have to try to do kinds of zigzags because flying towards the sun is the slowest of the first of my 3 speeds. So yeah, I'll try to get over there doing 30s. Try to get back doing 30s, but I'm not sure how many ships I'll have left after being targeted. Okay, and we'll be back after the first turn. I think we have to roll who goes first. And the one with the higher dice roll will begin. We're not sure about strategy stuff, so let's just roll. Okay. Eldar, a small one. Okay, as you can see, that's nearly the end of my first turn. I flew over there and then went back because at the beginning of the ordnance phase I may turn a second time and then do a second turn. I think I'm still out of range, as most of my weapons, or I think all of my weapons, only have got a range of 30 centimeters. So no debris to be removed, nothing to be reloaded, no orders to be given. So I think that's the end of my first turn. And we'll see lots of fire incoming. Okay, so Chris escorts advanced to do some damage. My Hellbors, the expensive ones, managed their brace for impact, whereas the others, the Nightshields, which will also be targeted, failed their test. They only had a leadership of 8, they had a leadership of 10, so they will probably be blown away by the battleships in the background. But let's do them first. Them into my Hemlocks. Okay.
So the batteries on 4s. Just one hit.
So is it debris? I just roll on a 4+, it's nothing at all. No, so one of them is down, I think.
One of them is killed. Oh, you can re-roll that. Only there was the 4+ for the brace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You don't have shields against regular batteries. Okay. Yeah. So this one's killed. This one, the lances.
4 lances.
It's 2 hits, but you got your shield against that.
2 times 2+.
Wow.
1, and I may re-roll the 1 because of brace for impact. Yeah.
Okay. So that's that one. Then we got the firepower from the Carnage Cruiser into them on 4+. With rerolls because of lock on. No, so 1 time.
One of them is down.
Yep.
Okay, and we need 1 degree marker.
Then there is the lances from this Devastation Cruiser also into them.
Okay.
Nope. And then there's the lances from this Devastation Cruiser onto the nearest target, which we measured is also over here.
Okay.
It's 1 hit, but you got your shield against that.
Okay, on a 2. Yeah.
So that is it for this turn.
And we have to remove some markers.
We might. Yeah, they're done.
Okay. Oh. And we'll be back after my second movement. Okay, so as you can see, I risk to lose much more escorts by trying to kill the escorts first, while the large battleships are looming over there and I'm within their range. Okay. So, but this was only my first turn. As you know, I may turn once more before my second move in the ordnance phase. Okay, so my first movement of my second turn. As you can see, all of them got closer towards the escorts. They've only got some batteries, and out of 10 dice, 7 remained. 7 dice on 5s into this one. I've got 1, 2, 3. That's not enough to kill it because Chris can try to roll against it 3 times.
So the first die takes the shield. So that means there's 2 more that I need to save on 4s. Yeah, almost.
Okay. And we got a second blast. So, then we've got, I think they'll use their lances into him. Only 1, because I hit, I may re-roll, and I'm lucky it's a second one, and I may re-roll, and the third one was, so 3 lance hits. And Chris nearly made it with
Once
63.
again, it's always because of 1.
Yeah. And then I've got my large one. So this is my light cruiser, the Aurora, and the Aurora has got 4 torpedoes and 2 prow pulsar lenses. Okay, on 4s into him. Both of them, that's great because I've got 2 rerolls, 4 hits and 5 hits. So this is 1 shield, and then got 4 rolls left.
Almost made it, and once again it's only because of 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because of 1 die.
And then I'm allowed to turn once more, and I think I'll use this turn to get a little further away, at least with the large one from e-batteries, this one as well. He's on, he had, what's it called? Brace for impact last time, so I think his speed is halved because they are concentrated on doing other
speed
stuff.
is half to full, but you cannot turn again.
Okay, so I just go 30 over there. And now let's put the small ones in front of him. So this unit is closer, but Chris will have to travel a little before he can turn. So maybe, and they're there, maybe behind. Don't know what this 5 was for. So
it's the 1 shot that you did waste because the target was gone already.
Okay. And let's put them there. Oh, I think they will be shot, but at least it's some cover for the rest of my fleet.
They have my full attention now, yeah.
And we can, okay, I can remove the green one.
Yeah, roll for the blast markers.
Then we can roll, I hope for a 1, so I got some cover. No 3. Ooh, will be over there, so I'll remove. Them. So I think no repairs, no other stuff to be done, and that's the end of my second turn.
Alright, a boring second movement phase in which the Chaos ships, just as slow as they could possibly go, moved straight ahead. This time I was blessed with some more competent command roles. Therefore, all 3 of the remaining Chaos ships have successfully locked on to their targets. Because of the angle of attack, the Devastation class cruiser that is carrying my Chaos Lord has to fire upon the target over here. They cannot see the closest ones, so these become the closest that are visible. The other 2 cruisers are going to fire everything they can fire at the closest targets over here. So we begin with the batteries from the Carnage class cruisers. This is lock on, so I need force to hit and can reroll. I can reroll, and it becomes 3 hits.
So I can only hope for
Brace for impact.
3 4s. So 1 is through and 1 is dead. Okay.
So, and then we got the Devastation class cruiser with his Lancers also on him. Reroll because of lock on. 1 hit, but you got your shield against that.
Yep.
Which you made.
I think that's it.
And then we got the 2 lance shots up on them.
Okay.
On force. Yeah, no need for a reroll. Those hit.
2 on 2s. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That's it.
Okay, we're back after the first movement of my third turn, and I'm at their heels, trying to hurt the last one a little, which succeeded in bracing. Okay, so first of all, I've got my 3 lances into this one and reroll. So on 4s, 2 of them, so we've got 2 hits, and we've got 3 hits in total into this one. 2 shields are down, and the first hit, but you can roll against it because of your brace on a 4.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a 4. And we've got 2 batteries from him into him, but only on 5s. And they mustn't reroll. Ooh, that's great. Because if you don't roll 2 4s, I can...
Nope.
So these are 2 real hits. He's down to 6, and maybe I've got even some criticals. Oh yeah, 2 hits. So he's down to 6, and I've got 1 critical. And I'll use 2 red dice for the critical roll. 6, that's unlocked, that's 11. What does it say?
It's a hard reach. This is another D3 damage.
Okay, so let's roll a D3. Now you're crippled.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, this was my first movement. Now on we go, as I would be able to go another 30, which I won't need, just a little so that I can use my 4 torpedoes. They'll move a little, still chasing. They don't have cool stuff, but he's got at least 1 or maybe even 2 torpedoes as well. And then I've got this one I can sacrifice, and they can use their 2 torpedo left half on this one maybe. And if they turn there first, so I can sacrifice them. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So we've got 4 torpedoes from him into the stricken vessel. Will you try to shoot them down?
Yep.
Because you've got 1 turret or stuff left.
Yep.
Okay. So now I have to roll 4 times, I think. And it's on 5s against your regular armor.
Against the armor.
Okay, only 1, but now he's down to 3 wounds.
Oh, brace.
And maybe it's a critical. Let's see. No, it's only a 5. Then I've got from my Hellbore, I've got 2 torpedoes left.
Which one's the Hellbore?
The Hellbore is the single remaining one of the expensive ones. Should be within 20.
Yeah.
Okay, now on 5s. Oh, I forgot I may re-roll because these are Eldar torpedoes. Okay, 1 struck, and you can roll against it. On a 6 it's down. No. Now let's see if it's a critical hit.
Oh, I have still brace. Yeah, I'm braced.
Okay. And now we've got 2 torpedoes. Check once more. Yeah, each of them has 2, but they are halved because of their brace for impact. Let's do 2 torpedoes into this one.
Who's the closest?
I think this one, or maybe the other.
Okay.
If this is in my front arc.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then I'll shoot this one.
Easily.
No, not from this one, from these.
Still.
Okay, so the 2 torpedoes into him. I'll hit on 5s, and I may re-roll because they are
Shenanigans.
none.
No.
Okay. So you're down to 3 wounds, crippled, but no further damage, only the hull breach. And I think that's it. I can remove the green dice, and that's the end of my third turn.
Repairs.
Yeah.
Even though I cannot really repair a hull breach. So, no repairs.
Okay, then let's see what shall be removed. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All of the plus marks over there.
And that's the end.
Alright, turn 3 for the Chaos Fleet. Just a little bit of maneuvering to bring the weapons to bear.
To bring beer to the weapons.
No, the right to bear arms. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of firepower into almost everything, with the exception of the light cruiser of the Eldari fleet.
And my Hellbore.
Trying to use the devastation that is critically damaged to at least put out some firepower and toss out a couple of landing boats before it's gonna get destroyed. But yeah, anyways, the Chaos Lord's devastation cruiser is gonna fire its 2 lances into them. Marcus put them on brace for impact because he was afraid that he might not roll a 2 up for an Eldari holofield.
Can't be sure.
Ah,
No,
2 hits. Haha.
Uh-huh.
Die. See no scum.
Uh-huh.
Aha, see?
You can
That's why you
reroll.
braced. Now you know. Ha, I killed one. Who would have thought?
No, it's 2.
You failed your
You
failed your shield right now,
I
right?
had
You rolled a 1.
Yeah. And then I rerolled and then I had a 2.
Why would you re-roll it?
Because of brace for impact.
Yeah, but then you need a 4 up.
Okay.
Brace for impact saves on a 4 up, not on a 2.
Okay.
It's not a reroll of the shield, it's a 4 up save.
Okay. Yeah.
So 1 got killed. Lucky shot.
Oh, lost 2 torpedoes.
Then the Carnage Cruiser,
Mm-hmm.
which successfully passed a leadership role in order to take a different target and not the closest one, is going to put what remains out of 16 guys, 6 of them into the squadron over here.
The Hemlocks. With
The Hemlocks, yeah, which Marcus also
Balsa.
wisely put on
Yeah.
brace for impact. Let's see if I can roll some 4s here.
Oh, lots of them.
Yeah, statistically exactly half of
Three,
it.
yeah.
So, yeah. 4 ups to save them.
This would see them dead. Come on,
You
baby.
braced.
Now I really need these 3 4-ups.
Why you rolled 4 dice?
I reroll. Come on. Yeah, I was lucky. Ooh.
First you cheat with the dice, and
Really
then you get a
important.
reroll.
But the first roll wasn't bad either.
So, and then lastly, the cripple chip firing on the last remaining.
Yeah.
This one is the lance on a 4. Nope. And then we need a 4 for the battery, which
Yep.
we did. It's a
It's
5.
a 5.
You braced, so you got a 4 up save against it.
Come on, baby.
Nope, I
this
killed
one's
it.
down.
Because as Arnie has taught us in the 80s, if it bleeds, you can kill it.
The predator won't hit.
And then I have my ordnance phase, in which I can send out my landing boats. I'm gonna send out my landing boat. Choose wisely. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to the closest ship.
Yeah. But I've got a 2+ against it. Yep.
So they just fly back to the ship. They could not find their target. And then the other ships, I'm gonna put out sort of screening. Put them a little closer here. Yeah. Okay. There's only 2 blast markers that could possibly get removed. Let's see. Yeah, they're gone. Well, actually, it's 3 that are gone. Okay, and that is it for my 3rd turn.
Okay, we are back after my first movement of my 4th turn. The remaining Hellbore and my light cruiser, the Aurora, will use their lances and later on maybe even their torpedoes on the stricken ship, whereas my single out of 3 Nightshade escort and the 3 Hemlocks will use all of their stuff on one of the new ships, which isn't a carrier but a battleship. And maybe if I'm lucky and if I do some damage, some of them will survive to flee. Because then Chris will get 10% of, how do we call it, I think for disengaged ships and all of his kills. But let's see if any of them survive. Okay, let's start with the regular shooting before I do my second move and then the ordnance. Okay, 2 lances from him into the stricken ship. On force.
Nope.
This is really bad. No chance. Complete waste. Could have been potentially 6 shots.
Wouldn't hit a barn door when standing in front of it.
And 4, I did it. And I can re-roll. No. Okay.
It takes away the 1 shield I hit.
Yeah. No, but we've got 6 torpedoes left later on.
Yeah.
I hope they'll do some damage.
Maybe they will, yeah.
And then we've got the regular one, the battery of him on a 5, or of it.
Nope.
Yeah, nope. And then we've got, because they were on brace for impact, so it's 1.5 out of 3 lances left, rounding up, and we've also had some close distance and other stuff, so it's 2 on force. Come on, baby, only 1, and I've 2, and maybe we've got no.
Nope.
2
hits,
so
2 shields.
Well, this was great. I can only hope for the
It
torpedoes.
was quite the gamble, but it paid off.
To work some wonders.
Quite the gamble. But it did
but
pay off.
there are torpedoes left.
Yeah.
So, we've got our second movement to do. I can go up to 30 with all of them, but we'll only do 1 inch with him and 1 inch with him. And they'll, because he's got a torpedo left, I think he'll go there. And they'll go there, although you can turn a lot in your next turn. So, so we've got 1 torpedo into your unharmed ship, into this one, and you can use your defense lasers, or shall I roll the 5 first?
First I try to kill
You've
the
got 2
torpedo
turrets
rays.
on 6s? No. I think you regularly kill them on 4+, but these are Eldar torpedoes, so only on 6s. Then I can look if I've got a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, you killed yourself in the debris.
Okay.
You fire through debris.
Okay. So this torpedo didn't do anything at all, but here we've got 6 left.
Oh, it's the same thing. He has 3 turrets, but it's half because I'm crippled, so it's actually 2 turrets. So I can try to kill some of the markers. I kill 1 marker.
So I've got 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 5 have to roll 5+.
First you go through a debris marker.
Okay, so on a 6th they are killed. Okay, let's see. 1 is down, 4 are through, and I've got 4 times on 5s. Not a single one.
All bouncing off the armor.
Yeah.
10 millennia of thick armor. Do not lie.
Yeah, this was a miserable
Yeah, it was really bad.
result. Not a single damage dealt to the enemy. So I have to stay a turn longer. And this might be the end because they are fully operational. Okay, let's see how many 4,
One.
1.
The one that can be
And
taken
you can try. No, you can't repair
No.
anything yet.
a hull bridge you can't repair.
And that's the end of my 4th turn. Do you get follow up D3 damage by the hull breach? No.
Just
Okay.
Alright, turn 4 of the Chaos Fleet. After I got really lucky last turn, I had to do a little bit of maneuvering. Otherwise, I would have not been in any angle to attack the Eldari from the position they're currently in. I've decided to roll for reloading ordnance on both of my carrier ships and successfully did so. This time I was not aiming for landing boats. This time it's squadrons of bombers. Maybe I'm a little more lucky with those. I did pass the leadership test for the Carnage class cruiser in order to attack Marcus's light Eldari cruiser instead of the closest target, which I successfully did. And that gave me a handful of dice. In this case it's 8 dice. What's the armor on the Eldari light cruiser?
And you were lucky in recharging to get all the follow-ups or your orders. The light cruiser is the same as the others. It's only 4 plus.
Okay,
Yeah.
so statistically I should roll 4 successes.
Yeah.
Let's see. 1, 2, 2 out of 8. That's bad. Yeah, good for you.
Okay, so I'll try to brace one of them, so 1 damage done. And I've only got.
Eldari critical damage, isn't it
I look
a
it
higher chance
I
than
look-
a normal ship?
I look it up. They've got their own damage tables, so I'm down to 3.
I thought. Let's find out.
Yeah.
So this might be critical. We'll see. Let's continue.
Any hit on an Elder ship causes critical damage on a d6 roll of 4 plus
Yep, I
rather than
rolled a
6
5,
plus.
so I do critical
It's
damage.
1 critical, and you can roll. It's up to 12.
6.
6. Mainsail scarred. The ship's main solar sail suffers surface damage, reducing the amount of energy it can store. Each of the ship's speeds is reduced by 5 centimeter until the sail is repaired. That's no problem because
Yeah.
I only try to kill the limping cruiser. Yeah.
Then the Chaos Lord's Devastation Cruiser fires into him.
The remaining, the last Nightshade.
None with the lance does hit. 2 up save.
Okay, 2 up. Yeah, I did it.
But that's a blast marker. And then over here from the crippled ship, the firepower, first the battery goes into the ship in front of me.
Yeah.
4 up. Yep, that's a hit.
Looking for up. No, 1 is down.
So I
First
killed,
hemlock.
killed that ship. And then there is a lance remaining, which fires to the side. So I'm gonna hit the closest one, which is this one.
Yeah.
On a 4. Yep, but you got a 2 up save.
2 plus. Yep.
Yep, you made it. Not a debris marker. Because of a successful shield. And then comes the ordnance phase. First off, the landing boats. Up to 20 centimeters, but I'm gonna use the closest. So I'm going through debris too, because there was a new blast marker placed. That is in contact with you. Let's see. Nope, they come through. Now you have your 2 up save against them, otherwise they won't even find you.
Okay, because of the holo stuff.
Yeah. So they, for some reason, could not target you, they just didn't find you. And then we got the other 2 to the closest one. They're going to fly over here, trying the same, going through a debris cloud. They survived. Will they find you? They did.
But I'm on brace, so can I reroll?
Not against the hit and run attack,
Okay.
as far as I know.
So then I'm probably dead because I don't have turrets.
We need to look that up before I say something wrong. Okay. Let it remain there. We read it off the round. And then I got the bombers. Let's see if they are in range of anything. This one is definitely 20 centimeters. Yeah, I'm gonna fly over here.
Okay.
And bombers do 1d6 attacks. So I would have 3 attacks.
Okay, 3 times on 2s. Yeah.
So they also did not do anything. And then over here, I don't think they're close enough to get anywhere, so we just fly over here, take them a little closer. Okay, and then
repair and removal of debris.
Yep. This one is gone because I cannot roll lower than a 1.
I also try to do some repair. I've got 3 crews left, and I think on 6s I could repair the sail. Yeah, I have 6.
Good.
So,
and then we need to look up whether you can brace against him or not.
Yeah, and we've got to remove some markers.
I
Okay.
just did.
So we're back after the first movement of my 5th phase, and now I can only either disengage or try to kill at least him and damage this one, but chances are slim. Okay, first movement. So because of brace for impact last time, I've got only 1 lance on a 4. Let's see what happens here. I did it. I may reroll. No. Okay, 1 in, and this one is your shield. And now we've got 1 lance from him. No shield left, no, only 2. I mustn't reroll, that's bad. Now I've only got his 2 torpedoes left, having to go through the blast marker. Pooh. Okay, and then I've got 1 combined lance because of their brace for impact into him. Let's hope I roll 4 4s. No, not a single one. Yeah, and I think that's it for the first movement. Now, the small ones will go over there so that they can't be hit by the larger ones, although he still armed. I hope he won't survive. The other 2 will go 1 inch, then he will unleash his 2 torpedoes. I think I have to roll to see if they get blown away in the debris on 6s. None of them, so 2 impact, but what do you roll?
I killed 1. Yeah, I still have to do 2 defense turrets.
But only a roll of 6.
Oh yes, okay, yeah, 2 get 2.
So 2 are through. And do I have to roll?
Against the armor.
Okay, so on 5s.
Nope.
No 2 1s, that's bad because he can now shoot them if he's got some front weapons left. And I think no other weapons to be used, and that's the end of my 5th turn. I can't repair anything. We could see if some debris has to be removed. Here, 3 markers. I choose those because I like the idea of the great ones having to shoot through the debris to get my cruiser. So I remove this one, and this one. These 3 are gone, and I think that's the end of my 5th turn.
So, turn 5. Chaos Cruisers made another slight turn to the right and then move the minimum distance, or better said, move the minimum distance first and then turn to the right. After the calculation and a successful leadership role in order to select the light cruiser of the Eldar fleet as the target. For my Carnage Cruiser, it's another roll of 8 dice against them, And then you see there's 2 black dice in the background. These are the lances of my Chaos Lord's Devastation Cruiser. And then over here, the crippled Devastation Cruiser still has a single die against the Eldari ships that he is, well, pursuing is the wrong word, but that have thankfully given us their backside to shoot at. So I try this one first. So it's a 4-up.
Are they on breeze yet? Or is it lost?
This is the die from last turn.
Okay,
you need to
then I reroll
brace them anew if you want to.
I'll try to do so. Okay, let's roll. That's great. 8
should be good enough.
Because 8 is my lowest.
Oh, I'm not hitting anyway, so what a waste. And then the 2 lance shots from the Chaos Lord's Devastation Cruiser into your flagship. It's 2 hits, so 2 times your holofields.
2 plus, yeah.
Yep. And then the ordnance.
But
maybe this time.
Anyway.
Maybe this time I can score more than just 2 dice out of a whole handful of dice. Yeah, that's exactly statistically the hell.
It's 4 times.
4 times. So 4 times your graceful impact.
No, only 1.
So it's another hit.
Through. I'm down to 2, and you may roll on a 4 plus. It's a critical.
Yes, it is.
It's a critical. Now you've got 2d6.
Come on, blow up. 9.
It's the same as last time.
So the damage you just prepared, you suffer again, and you're crippled.
Okay, so
my ordnance phase.
Yeah.
The bombers.
Mm-hmm.
2 bombers is how many hits? Wow, 2.
So 2 times 2.
Wow, and I get 2.
And
But at first I need to beat your armor.
Okay.
You still have an armor. I did,
Yeah.
and now you can brace.
Bottom force.
Yeah.
No.
So that's another hit
Yeah, down to 1.
that went through.
Yeah. And you can roll, if you've got a 4 plus, it's another.
Yep, it is.
It's another critical. What is it?
An 8.
8 is... No. What was your last roll?
A 9.
The first... Yeah, okay. So the last thing you did was main sail, shredded.
Yeah.
And that's it again. And the last one you did before is infinity circuit smashed. The fine crystal matrix of the infinite circuit is shattered by the hit. The ship's leadership is reduced by -3. This damage cannot be repaired.
Okay, it's basically like the bridge being hit by the regular ships. Okay. And then I got
7. Yeah.
and now I got the other wave of bombers. They will try to hit this escort ship. So how many hits do I sustain? 10.
Oh.
So it's 10 times 2 up.
The first 5, no 1. And the second 5, no 1.
Good.
And we'll go on with my... Oh, we have to remove debris, and I try to repair. I can't repair the minus leadership, but on a 6 I could repair the mainsail. No. And that's the end of your 5th turn.
Yeah.
Okay, my 6th and final turn. I've disengaged with my heavily damaged light cruiser and the remaining survivors of the Hemlocks. So far, Chris has killed the complete Nightshades and he's killed the complete Arcanites, and he will probably kill the squadron of the most expensive, the Hellbore frigates at 65 each, because this one, chances are slim. I'll try to finish off his cruiser, but in his 6th turn, Chris will probably finish off the Hellbore. I've managed to reload, so I've got 2 torpedoes and I've got my lance. Maybe I could score up to...
Could be up to 3 hits.
Yeah. But we've got a shield left, so let's see. First roll, the most important one.
hits.
It's a
So 1 hit.
5, so the
That's
shield.
the shield, and then you can
The
continue.
second one is a 4,
It's another hit.
so this would be through, and I'm entitled to do a third one. Let's hope for no. So
Okay.
we've got 1 hit, and this one might be.
Yeah,
let's
this
roll a
one.
critical.
No. I'm
Okay.
braced.
Okay, so
So
you can roll a 4 plus first,
Yeah.
and you did it.
Yeah.
Now I've only got my 2 torpedoes left.
Mhm.
They have to go to the debris. As we've learned, it doesn't matter where it is,
Mhm.
it's all around.
Yeah.
On a 6, 1 dice. 1 dice, so there's 1 single torpedo left.
I got
And
still 2 turrets.
yeah.
Only on
six.
6s. Nope. And now you need to beat the armor.
So on a 5.
And
Did
now I'm
it.
braced. I'm still
Yeah.
braced.
Okay.
A lot of rolling for basically
So
no
I-
impact.
I wasted my last, but
The chance was there.
yeah. But maybe if I'm really lucky, I survive the 20 barrage shot, the incoming fire from the 3 remaining cruisers. Okay, that's it. The end of my 6th and my final turn.
Yeah. So, Chaos, turn 6. Probably the last turn. I maneuvered a little bit, so went forward with the Carnage and the Devastation Cruiser, the minimum distance I need to fly. Did not want to make any turns with the ships because I was trying to give them the lock-on order, because now in the probably last turn of this game, this is going to count whether they will successfully kill off the last ship that is on the table or not. So what we have is 2 lances from my Chaos Lords, Devastation Cruiser hitting on 4s, rerollable because of lock-on. So that's 2 hits, but you got your 2 up. Yep.
This is them.
Then another lance from the crippled ship into him on 4 ups.
Revenge.
It's a free, not rerollable because he does not have lock on. And then there's the batteries from the Carnage Cruiser on 4s, rerollable due to lock on. 2 successes, and for those you have your brace 4 up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one die roll
The last one.
killed
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
remaining ship from this one squadron. So Chaos, even though bleeding a little bit and having one ship in a crippled condition and have lost an entire squadron of idolaters, is dominating this sector of space. There is no Eldari visible anymore, even though the Pirate Prince got away.
They aren't visible at all. They're hiding behind Holofields.
They got away.
And we'll be back with a short conclusion. Okay, we are back after adding up the victory points. Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris has scored 386 points, 10% of the disengaged ships, plus all the points for the fully destroyed squadrons of escorts, whereas I only scored some points for, no, not damaged, it's called a crippled cruiser and his escort. And I only scored 188. That's nearly 200 points of difference. And to be honest, I was lucky. This game went much better than the last one. I theme to understand the strength and weakness of the Eldar core vessels, Corsair vessels, better and better. From my point of view, the third turn I think was the worst, because if none of all these lances hit, if they had performed or had shown an average performance, the third cruiser should have been gone, and I might have disengaged with all of my fleet, and then it would be, I think it wouldn't have been enough for a victory, but it would have been much closer, because back then I still had around 6 or 7 escorts left, and I think my light cruiser was undamaged. But the performance was bad, so maybe I'll have to risk a lock on with my ships for the first time, because then I would be allowed to re-roll the pulsars. But let's see.
Yeah, the Chaos ships this turn survived long enough. In the games that we played with Space Marine fleet versus Chaos fleet, Chaos always seems to be the underdog. That doesn't seem to do a lot against Space Marines. Now it's me having my try with Chaos this time around. I think their major advantage is the long range that they can put fire out to. And this time I was deliberately trying to stay as far away from Marcus as I could in the first turn, because in order for him to shoot me at all, he needed to come closer. And I could lash out with the maximum distance and start doing damage. And just because he was afraid that something might get destroyed immediately, he was a little hesitant coming closer. So yeah, I mean, it's probably the biggest strength that the Chaos fleet has, the long range weapon batteries and the 60 centimeter long distance of the lances.
Yeah, the batteries are really, I think, the one potent weapon against Eldar Corsairs.
Yeah. In hindsight, I probably should have taken something different and not two cruisers, two carriers, I mean. Like Marcus just pointed out too, weapon battery fire is the most efficient weapon against the Eldar fleets. So not sure if I would take another carrier next time. Maybe I'll try something different.
And my prince, I can already hint it, will be back in another cruiser next time.
Yeah, we just spoke about it. Storyline, the progression this time is that obviously the Chaos Lord is favored by Singe because he did win this engagement. He did survive this engagement. So we agreed upon giving me another upgrade of 20 points for the next game. So the next game will be 1,000 points, and because of the two upgrades I already have in this campaign, I'm going to be at 1,040 points. Obviously, the Chaos Lord will remain one of the Blessed of Singe, and I think it would be a nice part of the story that because of the success, yet another ship is going to get Singe's blessing.
And maybe one day he gets betrayed by his own lord by a shot hitting the bridge only.
Yeah, you never know with these fickle chaos powers. All right, good game. If you like what you have seen, leave us a comment, like. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. And see you guys the next time around.
And please don't forget to watch our other playlist as well, where we'll be doing Scenario 4 within some days or weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye.